Honorable Minister, Federal Minister of Science and Tech, who is yet to be here. Your Excellency, Mrs. Mariam Katagum, Honorable Minister of State, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. Distinguished Senators and Honorable Members of the House of Representatives here present, the National President of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, Hajia Saratu Ali. His Excellency Prince Adetokunbo Kayode, CON, SAN, President, Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The First Deputy President, Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Alhaji Dr. Al-Mujtaba Abubakar. The Second Deputy President, Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Chief Emeka Obegolu Esquire. The Director General, Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ms. Victoria Akai. Members of the diplomatic community, heads of government agencies and parastatals, current and past members of the ACCI, ESCO and Council, captains of industries, our friends from the media, security agencies here present, other excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the ESCO and Council of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, ACCI, led by the President of the Chamber, Prince Adetokunbo Kayode, SAN, I would like to welcome you all to the premises of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry for the opening ceremony of the 15th Abuja International Trade Fair, themed Trade and Commerce Beyond Borders. My name is Chima Azu. Good morning once again and welcome. With your kind permissions, please join me to welcome to the podium the President of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Prince Adetokunbo Kayode, SAN, CON, for his welcome address. A round of applause, please.
Good morning, Your Excellencies. I will stand on existing protocol, but in spite of that, I must especially recognize our chief host and the Honorable Minister of FCT, His Excellency Alhaji Muhammad Musa Bello, is our patron and active. Thank you very much for being here, Your Excellency. I must recognize very specially the doyen of industry, trade and investment in Nigeria, Otumba Adeni Adebayo, CON, former governor of Ekiti State, and the Honorable Minister for Industry, Trade and Investment. You are welcome, sir. Your Excellency, I want to thank you very much, not only for being here today, not only for being here in March to commission on behalf of His Excellency Mr. President our office complex, but also for the support you had always given trade. Well, of course, it is not strange. You are a businessman, an old, erudite lawyer, and also a businessman, and you know where the shoe pinches. I want to thank yourself for your support to the private sector, especially during the struggle that ensued when the COVID came into Nigeria. We continue to stand by the work you do, and we pledge our continued support also for your ministry. In absentia, and to her representative, I want to especially recognize Hajia Saratu Ali, the National President of NASIMA, the President of ECOWAS Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Chair and Doyen of the organized private sector in Nigeria. Hajia Saratu has been a very strong pillar of this chamber, and with her and her family, especially Senator Aliu, who is our uncle. We thank you very much for the support to our chamber. I also want to especially recognize all our friends, especially the diplomatic corps, businesses, the industry here in Abuja and all over Nigeria, our financiers, our sponsors, our partners. In the past 3 years, we have tried, I think we've done about 120 MOUs in the past 3 years, and at least we have activated more than half of this. We have enjoyed a lot of goodwill from you, and we really appreciate you. Welcome. Let me quickly recognize the Executive Director of ECOWAS Chamber of Commerce, Malam Aminu, Ambassador Aminu, you are welcome. And of course, all other distinguished ladies and gentlemen present here. On behalf of myself, the incoming President, Alhaji Dr. Al-Mushtaba Abubakar, you may stand up for recognition because you are taking over in the next few weeks. We are delighted to have you here today for the 15th Abuja International Trade Fair. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to the official opening ceremony of the 2020 Abuja International Trade Fair, the 15th edition. Today provides another opportunity for all of us to meet, to promote trade, share ideas about our economy, make contacts, and network for commercially and mutually beneficial relationships. I'm today more than ever assured by the quality of participation and subscription to the 2020 fair, despite the challenges of COVID that struck the world earlier in the year and which shook economies badly, including ours. Over the years, the Chamber has been forming its organization of trade fairs as applicable in other parts of the world to satisfy our customers. The Chamber is introducing modern practices in line with international best practices and conforming with COVID-19 protocols. We want to assure you that businesses that patronize our fairs have value for money so that the fair can be further expanded in subsequent years. Despite the attendant challenges the country faced with the pandemic, we have also faced another challenge of the NSAS protest, which forced us to reschedule this trade fair earlier planned for October to date. We are well aware of the impact of NSAS campaign, which affected so many businesses in Nigeria and across the country. According to the findings of our Policy and Advocacy Center, Abuja lost more than 900 million to the protest. The trajectory of these intermittent issues, which is highly regrettable, shows that we have people in our streets who are jobless and who are with any slight chance, without any slight chance. NSAS protest had nothing to do with the mayhem that ensued. We must also acknowledge that there are two categories of young people in Nigeria today. There are people who are engaged, those young people who are in offices, and there are those who are not engaged, and those who are not engaged, and there are more than those who are engaged, and they are uncontrollable if given the chance. So we must get them some skills, provide them jobs to get them off the streets, and more importantly, strengthen the social safety net so that they don't fall through the cracks. Over the weekend, our country slipped into its second recession in 5 years. The decline in GDP for the third quarter of 2020 is not unconnected with low activities both at the domestic and international levels, which hugely affected the economic growth during the quarter as a result of several lockdown measures to contain COVID-19 pandemic. And this is global. But we are certain Nigeria will come out of it. We are certain Nigeria will come out of this recession like we did in 2016. But we must learn from it and put the lessons learned into action. The country must, as a matter of urgency, develop local industries. And with at least 104 industrial parks, actually that should be 103 industrial parks, minimum. that is one in every senatorial zone, so it will spread across the country. The importance of industrial parks cannot be overemphasized because it is paramount to the growth of small and medium-sized enterprises, which drives the economy. It allows us to be able to produce. Special economic zones are the best mechanism with which we can address the infrastructural changes and farm up growth in our quest to attract foreign direct investment. To boost production, which will in turn lead to improved economic growth, Nigeria can expand the number of industrial parks it currently has. We recommend that every state in the country should develop at least 5 industrial parks, while the Southwest, East, and Middle Belt states should target a minimum of 10 each. So we are recommending at least 5, but if we can do 10, please, we have the people and we can put them to work in these places. This park should be a place where raw materials can be processed from its raw form to the finished products, including the rough edges should be processed into something useful. Nothing must be wasted. The northern part of the country may concentrate on cereal crops, including maize, millet, rice, and so on, especially cotton and livestock and mining, while the petrochemicals in the south-south, Nigeria must equally target increasing its cocoa production to be processed into all cocoa products for export by at least 10,000% by 2023. In spite of all our daunting challenges, however, the whole world today, especially the developed world, understands that they must trade with Nigeria. They must work with Nigeria and they must partner with Nigeria. Nigeria has remained a country of great potentials, and many major industrial countries in the world are taking genuine concern in our activities and into the international developmental strides of our dear country. What we need to do to trade with the world and partner with the world, what we need to do is to trade with the world and partner with the world. We must make it easy to partner with Nigeria. We must make it easy to come to Nigeria. Our traditional hospitality is acknowledged all over the world, so we must encourage both old and new partners to come to Nigeria, stay in Nigeria, and do business, profitable business that will profit both the investors and also ourselves in Nigeria. In the past few years, Abuja Chamber of Commerce has been in a position to play critical roles within the organized private sector to influence and develop policies that affect the economy, to promote industry in order to foster diversification of the economy, to support and enhance skills development, bridge skills gap, help resolve the issue of skills mismatch and reskilling, to lay a solid foundation for a national commercial dispute resolution mechanism, and to ensure expeditious resolution of commercial disputes. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me brief you about a few developmental strides we have garnered as a chamber. The chamber was established in 1986, and from their period to this time, we have established a business association that has functional linkages with business groups, associations, international chambers, and government agencies. We are doing all this to accomplish the goal of enhancing the sustainable growth and development of our members and businesses around the FCT. In order to achieve this honors task, we have set clear targets, guidelines, and milestones with clear benchmarks, which have seen to the setting up of 4 functional centers in the chamber. The centers are the Abuja Trade Center, which is in charge of business development and district fair, the Business Entrepreneurship, Skills and Technology Center, we call the BEST Center. This is in charge of skills development across the board for our young ones and those who are not so young, so they can be put to good work. We have also set up the Dispute Resolution Center, and we have the approval of the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation for this, as well as the Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria. Between these two, they have endorsed our center so that we can resolve here at the Abuja Dispute Resolution Center all commercial disputes very quickly and expeditiously. Finally, we have set up the Policy Advocacy Center. This is a center that is set up to support government in terms of policy shaping and policy development. The task of taking the chamber to the next level and placing it on the pedestal that will become a model, at least in West Africa, has been achieved. We therefore invite you, our friends and our patrons, and our friends not to hesitate to take advantage of specialized functions in our centers. Our membership is about 1,500 strong, and we're encouraging them to work in central clusters as it's now evoked all over the world. We're supporting our members being SMEs because Nigeria is an SME country. There are few Dangotes, Nigeria, and Bua, there are just a few of them. All other companies are enterprises are SMEs. So our focus is principally on SMEs. Even though we have companies like Dangote Group being our members, but our focus is on SMEs. And we want to do everything within our possible. We want to encourage government to give all the support to the SMEs. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in the coming years, our clients will see more reforms from us in terms of application of technology and online B2Bs, B2Cs, B2Gs, and so on. This year's theme for the trade fair is trade and commerce beyond borders. And this is of strategic importance to our members in particular and the rest of the business community in our country in general. Today's official opening ceremony provides an opportunity for a good mix of key government functionaries, stakeholders, and major players in commerce. So it will be of immense benefit for us to re-echo this singular appeal that the public and private sector operators must work as collaborators, not competitors, as partners, not combatants. These are the only sure ways to guarantee and achieve the ambition of developing our country's economy. This is the only way we can build a lasting legacy of value and ensure shared prosperity for the next generation. Before ending this welcome address, I want to put on record our appreciation of the FCT administration and the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment for the regular and constant support for our chamber. I also present my personal appreciation to all members of the chamber, friends, the diplomatic community, associates, and the single guests present here today. You are welcome to the 2020 Abuja International Trade Fair. And in doing that, let me also welcome the Indian High Commissioner, Ambassador Taku, who has been a great friend and supporter of this chamber. I'd like to mention a few other ambassadors, but I can't see their face right now, but you are all welcome. So please make time to visit and encourage your friends and associates to visit this fair. There is something here for everybody. I thank you very much, and I wish you a splendid 2020 trade fair, and God bless. Thank you.